Okay, we're going to stand in first position, legs in the feet, arms stacked, good. So you're going to go down with one knee, like you're proposing. Send your hips back to the mat. Good, and then take your arms overhead. Beautiful. Now with your legs pressed together and legs, feet out in the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Feel your organs dropping. Inhale. And on your exhale, circle your arms around you to curl up. And on your feet feels light. Yeah, then you go it up. You do it already. So strong arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. We're not actually doing hundreds today. So flex your foot. Okay? I think you can put them like this if that's okay. Flex, flex, flex. Okay, so now we're going to do the curl up. So slowly, your eyes to your feet, curl up, keep a rounded spine, and then suck your navel in to push a bit forward. Okay, so you're going to come back down, rounded slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Roll down slowly, and good. And then I want you to come back up. Exhale as you come up, and you roll. Suck your navel in to go a bit further, and then you roll back down. Slowly. Okay. So now we're gonna do the rollover, and you're gonna need the anchor from the mat. Just wanted to adjust, like, go down a little bit if that's perfect for you. Bring your legs to the ceiling so you can start in a very comfortable position. Pointed together. So I want you to roll you over, bring your legs over your head. Pointed, and then open, flex your foot, and then you roll down slowly, slowly. Follow the rhythm of my fingers. And then legs to 45-degree angle. So we're gonna do it slowly. Yeah, so we're like this. So we're gonna close and point and roll over, bring your legs overhead.
At this point, I realized quickly that she needed some help. Well, not so quickly, because she's gone like 2 rounds already. So we're going to use the soft ball as a prop. And the reason why we're doing this is because my practice buddy for today is lordotic. And I mean, a lot of us know what lordosis is. And if you don't know, it is an exaggerated curve in the spine. And it often comes with back pain. I wouldn't say often, but it does at times, and she has back pain and her lumbar spine is very stiff. So this is something that obviously the repertoire will definitely help with. So for this particular exercise, which is a rollover, we're using the ball to give her a boost for her legs to go over. And then she's going to put in that effort to come down vertebra by vertebra. So in my own way, I'm just supporting her, but then also letting her do the work, but, just giving some sort of guidance.
So basically what I would say here is, as you're lowering, let your feet come with you. So like you're lowering your back so your feet is not, just up there and then you're already down here.
Yeah.
So should we try it one more time? As 1 unit. As 1 unit. I think that works.
Yeah?
Yeah. So one flex comes down and this is pointed. Yeah? So cross the midline of your body, try to keep your T-cup stable. You can do that, that's perfect. So cross the midline of your body, cross the midline of your body, cross the midline of your body. Yeah? But we can do smaller circles. So just, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe with that pace. A bit more stable if you can. Follow your breath. So exhale as you go outer circle. Inhale as you come back in. Yeah, you're more stable. So now let's change foot. How do we change foot? We scissors. Amazing. Okay, and then cross the midline of your body first and hook. That's 2. Exhale out. Draw the circle and inhale, bring back in. Exhale out. more stable. Yeah, that's much better.
Yes.
Hands behind your thighs, amazing. And then try to hug your foot into the back of your thighs. Stay rounded, elbows wide. Eye level gazing to your knees. And then roll back. So your leg is not gonna, no. So you're hugging this. This is supposed to stay stable. Now you're gonna use your core to roll back. So we're rolling like a ball. The feet is not going anywhere. The feet is stable. Okay. Yeah. Stable.
Okay, so here we're just showing the transition from the rolling like a ball to a single leg stretch. So you're just going to roll down all the way to the level of the bra strap, and then you start to hug one knee. It's going to be outer arm to outer ankle. That's the coordination. And then I'm just like, showing her to hug the knees in, and then we have like a really good form for the single leg stretch. Now it's a double leg stretch. It's kind of like you got to stay like a banana and just out. So next is the spine stretch. So the key here is to make sure you're rounding to stretch all the way forward, but I'm just stacking her first, so she's thinking about length before going over, up and over, up and over, and then stacking back up with a straight spine. One thing here is she was shrugging, but I didn't notice that at the point in time, but this is something you might want to take note of, just to make sure you're doing the exercise properly and with good form. So now we're going to transition into the open leg rocker. As you can see, we're going for the modification here. So basically, if you can tell, she's lifting or coming back up with a lot of momentum. And again, that's accredited to the lordotic nature of the spine. It's not really mobile for her to like go all the way over like we typically would with an open leg rocker exercise. But I mean, she's pretty good at coming back up and lifting the breastbone down, so that's cool. Next is the corkscrew. We're going for the modification yet again, because again, rolling over is not the best set of exercises for her. So we're just gonna modify. So basically, I'm just giving her a few watch points to keep the feet pointed and try to draw the U from one side to the other. Ideally, she should be peeling from each side of the spine to go back up. So yeah, again, always watch for the pelvis to be stable, and this is why I was trying to block her from moving around so much. So eventually we decided to do smaller movements just so she can get it right. Next is the saw, and it's very easy, nothing to think about. So it's just like making sure you are rotating with your ribs instead of just your hands, because they're only coming along for the ride. So you twist to one side, you take a bow, your inner arm just rotates, and yeah, it's just from each side. Some people do pulses though, so yeah. Next, what are we doing? The swan dive. So, you want your hands underneath your shoulders, your legs apart. Classical, we do it together, but then your feet turn out just to make it easier. And then basically to watch here to lift your breastbone, to keep your neck extended, but then your eye level is, gazing forward. So she's doing the dive and catch, dive and catch, dive and catch, and now she's whoa. But anyway, just adjusting stuff here and there. Now we have the single leg kick. Very easy, but what makes it challenging is to try to keep your pubic bone down, but then your abs off of the mat, and then looking straight, and again lifting your chest and your breastbone, as we like to say, keeping forward. One leg does 2 pulses and the other does 2 pulses as well. So the effort here is just keeping the pubic bone just down, but then the abs off of the mat at the same time. And we're going in now for the double leg kick. So basically, you want your head to one side, pulsing twice with your feet, and then extending, and then turning again, keeping the elbows down when you transition. Twice, 2 pulses, and then extend. She's doing 3 now. I had to adjust it and tell her it's actually 2 pulses traditionally. And yeah, she was getting a bit exhausted at this point, so we just went over to the next one, which is now the neck pull. So I always like to say, think of lengthening first before you actually make a move. Now she's gonna hinge and then curve going down with her elbows wide, and then once she comes back up, she's just gonna go down straight for the pulses. 1, 2, and 3, and then she stacks right back. Okay, that's typically it. So again, think of lengthening first, and then you hinge with a straight back, then you round from the pelvis, and then you go all the way back down to the mat. And coming back up, you're going straight for the pulses. And that's basically it. I like the neck pull personally. It's a very nice dancey kind of choreographed workout. It's nice. So yeah. And now we have shoulder bridge. Look how beautifully she's come up into that bridge. You know, a lot of practice does help. So I'm just going to cue her now to use her arms to support her, anchoring her elbows really firmly on the mat so she's more stable. Now we're going to go with the choreography of the legs. So you're basically going to keep your legs straight, flex your foot as you're coming down, and point them as you're coming back up. Pretty simple, but the challenge here is stability. Okay. Next, we have the spine twist. Relatively similar to the saw, but just rotating with your ribs and letting your arms come along for the ride. Now, next, we're going to do something in the rollover family, and that's the jackknife. Yes, we've gone again for the softball as the prop to help her. So see how beautifully she's going over and up like a pocket knife. You know, it's really good though. It's much better than when I do it. I just look like a potato that's trying to stand up, you know, potato bag, something like that. But then she's doing really good because of the anchor she has on the classical mat. You know, it's really nice to have. It's just super heavy to carry, but yeah, pocket knife. Side kick. So you just want to be on your elbows, leaving a pocket of air in between your armpits, staying stacked, and then, you know, just double pulses forward and one back. Now we're going into teaser. This was very difficult for her because she was pointing at her thighs or hamstrings being really tight. So she was, you know, suggesting this progression or something. Still haven't figured it out yet, but it's something we intend to look into. Next, we're looking at the hip twist. Yeah, a modified progression. Still not having the great form, but trying to see the best way we could maximize that. And here we have a very basic way of doing this, like a windmill with bent knees. Yes, swimming, everyone's favorite. You ain't gotta do none. Now we're going into the leg pull front. Okay, so we're gonna be in a plank, and just what she's doing right now, she's gonna lift one leg and then point it as she goes backwards, and then flex it as she comes back. So point back and flex down.
Leg pull back.
This is what a lot of us know as reverse plank. You know, if you're in the Chloe Ting era, we do a lot of this, but then we don't realize how shaky the lumbar spine is. So in this case, it's better to do an isometric hold, and you're basically getting the most out of this exercise. So yeah. Side kick kneeling. It's a variation of the side kick we did. I would say it's a variation. So watch points here. Try to stay stacked and stable. Imagine there is a hot tea cup on your hip and you don't want to let it drop. It's almost impossible, but it kind of helps you remain stable. So you're going to pulse 2 times when you bring your feet forward flexed. And when you push back, do not arch your back. Just stay stable as much as possible. You know, we can only try. So now it's just a side bend, nothing much to see here. And she got tired on the other arm, and we're going for the next exercise, boomerang. So it's also part of the rollover family, I would say, but a combination of teaser. So I'm just helping her here to hold something heavy because she struggles with that, and going to teaser as much as possible, brushing the kidney, bringing the hands behind, and then bending over and bringing your arms across. So now is control balance. To be honest, she's really good at this though. She's doing a modified, version of this. But see how straight her legs are. My God, I could never get mine that straight. I'm always like some, bumbling person that's just gonna fall over. But she's really good, and she's, giving herself a lot of support with this. I was super happy to see that. And finally, the Pilates push-up. So you're just gonna go over, and then go into a plank position, trying to keep your hips as stable as possible. Now the depth of the push-up doesn't matter. You just got to do 1, 2, 3, and you lift your butt up to come back and walk towards your feet. Yeah, there we go. And then a big finish. We're just gonna go up and push the air down as we grow. And thank you for watching.